Hey everybody, I thought I'd go live a little bit earlier. I've got lots to say on this subject. We're going to be talking about Katie Price putting her autistic son Harvey into residential care. And this article got brought to my attention a few days ago. I was researching autism in the Google News section, and it came up saying Katie Price puts autistic son into care. So I was like, huh? So I read the article and I made my notes on it, and I thought about it for a little bit and decided that I would live stream it instead of doing a pre-record on it. So I want to talk about this as a live thing because I think it's important to talk about as part of autism awareness. Hey Mariska, how are you doing? Good to see you. So yeah, this is very important to me. It's a subject close to home because obviously I'm autistic and I deal with autism every day. I live with it. So this is a very important subject based on, hello, Chelly Misfit, how are you? And it's something that I've been meaning to talk about and get used to and kind of talk from my own autistic perspective as well as from what Katie Price has been saying in some articles recently. So Harvey is 18 years old. Harvey has multiple disabilities, including autism, Prader-Willi syndrome, amongst others. And Katie made the decision after being told by her doctors, her mum, and other people that Harvey would be best in residential care placement. Hello, Lone Star. How are you, brother? Good to see you. And yeah, she basically got told that to improve Harvey's future and to make his future better for him and for him to be successful, that the best thing to do would be to put him into residential care. I have a slight issue with this as an autistic person. I know she's doing it from a health benefit and she's doing it to guarantee his future and to get him looked after and to get his disabilities looked after. But as an autistic person, you should never, 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 never put an autistic person into residential care. I don't care if the person is severely disabled, severely got mental disability, whatever. To put someone like that in a residential care placement is just, you wouldn't do it. The anxiety and the change of environment and the fact that he has to get used to people being not around him from his house and being around with strangers, and I don't understand where this judgment has come from. I don't understand why she's decided to put him into residential care knowing that he's autistic and have severe disabilities. I don't think Harvey's going to cope well with the transition of moving from home to residential care placement. And two, I don't think being around strangers is going to help him anything because, again, being around new people for people on the spectrum is just a no-no, because when you're going to new people, you get overwhelmed, you get anxiety, you might have challenging behaviour issues, you may feel like no one cares about you. And I know she's doing it from the medical standpoint, that the doctors and her mum and the social services, occupational therapists have said to her that it's in Harvey's best interests to make him succeed and whatnot. I have actually attached a video in the description link in this video for you guys to watch. And Katie Price is actually on ITV this morning, earlier today, talking about why she's decided to put Harvey into residential care. And this is just something that's really upset me as an autistic person. I can't imagine how difficult this has been for her. I'm not attacking Katie Price. I'm not slating her. I'm not saying she's a bad person at all. I'm not here to slate her. I actually think Katie Price is a fantastic person. Yes, she may have done some wrong stuff in her past, but that's that. And I adore what she does for her son. I love that the fact she works with him and supports him and makes sure that his disabilities are taken seriously. I love the fact she's very passionate about disability awareness. I love that about Katie Price. I'm not going to lie. She's a very, very, very good mother and a very, very good businesswoman. Absolutely 100%. I'm not mocking her at all. But when it comes to putting Harvey, who is severely disabled and 18 years old, into a sudden residential care placement, I'm thinking, hold on a minute. So you're telling me that you're going to put him into a residential care placement and now he's having to get used to being in a different home, a different setup, a different environment. Yes, I know she did it, like I said, for the greater good, like she says. I feel that she came to this choice due to lack of support from medical services also lack of support from her own family, and I don't think really she's come to the practical judgment of what it is. Hi, I'm fine. How are you? Hey, Andy. How you doing? Yeah. So basically, I've attached an article in the description in this video, and I will send some links after this video is uploaded as well, so you can read more about it as well. I just feel that as an autistic person, the pressures and the stress of going from living at home to residential care is just going to be overwhelming, because you're around strangers all the time. You're going to have a different routine. There's going to be different food. There's going to be, whereas he's used to being at home, having food all the time, being around his mum, his sister, his brothers. Like, he's used to being at home with family. Hey, PH Vids, how are you? Yes, he has, Shelly Misfit, but the problem is, like, I don't think that this is a good idea. He should be with his mum full time. Like, I know she's been looking after him full time. Like I said, I'm not slating Katie. I'm not saying she's a bad person, whatnot. I'm not. It's just the fact that this has upset me as an autistic person myself. Would I like my parents to put me into a residential care placement? Absolute no way. No, I wouldn't. Like, I don't think I would like to be put away from my home, my routine, my environment to a complete different situation. And hey, Suze, how you doing? Shady Miss, what happens when his mum dies? Well, this is the thing. Like, I know she's doing it to prepare him for the future. Hey, vegan, how are you? And I know she's doing it for the greater good. Like I said, I'm not here to attack Miss Price. I'm not here to attack her children. I'm not here to attack Harvey. But I'm speaking from an autistic standpoint, from my own perspective, looking in on the situation. I'm fine. It's Katie Price. I'm sure you've heard about her. She's in the UK where I am. She is a businesswoman. She's a former glamour model. She has a severely autistic son who has multiple disabilities, not just autism, but he also has Prader-Willi syndrome, and also has a visual disability as well. So thank you, Vegan, for sharing my video out. I just got the notification. Thank you. So yeah, I just want to talk about this in a brief perspective and kind of give my own input. I understand that he has challenging behaviour. I understand that he's someone who is very violent, very aggressive. I understand that he has smashed windows, doors. I understand that he's gone to attack family members. I understand that he's had meltdowns in public. I understand that. I get that. When you're autistic and you're on the spectrum, some of us do have challenging behaviour. Yes, I understand that. Some of us do have issues with self-control and learn where not to be aggressive, or learn where them triggers are to stop the triggers happening. So it's very, very difficult. I understand that, and I give Katie Price credit, absolute credit. She's looked after him constantly. She's made sure that he's had the right support. She's made sure that he has his disabilities. Hello, your boy Savage. Hello, how are you? And yeah, hey, Saoirse Cooper. How you doing, Saoirse? It's good to see you. And yeah, I just want to talk about this from the standpoint that it's going to be, services are going to be lacking. I think also for the changes. Hi, Carla. For the changes with Harvey and the transition of going from home to residential care and having to be in a different environment and being with different children similar to him and different adults similar to him, because technically he's not a child anymore, even though he may act like a child. He's still a young adult. He's now 18. Hello, NMU. How are you? Good to see you. I'm good. I'm talking about Katie Price and Harvey, as she's just put her son Harvey into residential care, and Harvey happens to be autistic like I am. So, Shelley Mister, I guess she has to weigh up what's best for her, all her children, as well as Harvey. But I said how it's making you feel, Jeremy. Thank you, Shelley Mister. This is exactly why I want to talk about it, because from an autistic standpoint, I could never understand why she'd want to do this. But she did bring up a good point on the documentary, on the interview that she did with This Morning earlier, which I attached in the video description. And she explained that people with autism, if Harvey wasn't placed in residential care, that Harvey would probably end up in a mental institution, or that he would end up in a hospital mental ward. And the problem is that a lot of people with autism, like myself, end up in inappropriate treatment units like a mental health hospital or a mental health unit. And she was saying that 75% of all autistic people end up in a mental health unit. That is absolute terrifying. I cannot imagine the stress, the trauma of having someone like Harvey in a mental health institution. And it's just really, really sad. Like, to hear that Harvey's been put into this residential care home, like I said, is very, very upsetting for both her and the family. I get she's doing it in Harvey's best interest. I understand that. Like I said, I'm not here to attack Katie or Harvey. I'm here to give my autistic standpoint on it. And the problem is there isn't enough support for parents who have autistic children or children with disabilities. And it does hurt me because I think, well, hold on, what's going to happen to me potentially as someone on the autistic spectrum? What would happen to me if my parents are to die or something happens with me that I end up being put somewhere and my parents think that it's for my best interest? So again, that's that miscommunication of professionals to family, and it's very, very hard for people who end up getting sectioned. Like Shay Missett, she said, honestly, a psychiatric ward would be terrible. I'm a general nurse. My daughter is a psychiatric nurse and she's on the crisis team. My daughter fights to stop people with autism being sectioned. Exactly, this is the thing. It will end up either someone like Harvey being sectioned or being put into a mental institution. I'm happy that she's thought about this, and I'm happy that she has got the right support. I'm happy that she is getting Harvey's support and that he's gonna apparently enjoy this new place where he is, and he's gonna make friends, learn to be social. He's gonna learn to chit chat. He's gonna learn to develop relationships with people, and that's great. But I think it's absolutely fantastic that she has thought this through that much. She's got social services involved. She's got occupational therapists involved. She's got people who are in her circle helping her with it. So I understand why she's done it. But at the same time, I just can't imagine how many more autistic people will be going through this. They'll be placed far away from home so that they can't see people. I'm not comparing. I'm fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing myself to what Harvey is. I'm not at all. Like, I'm not comparing me to Harvey. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm trying to say is that from an autistic standpoint and a personal standpoint, I don't really feel that all autistic people need residential care. And yes, I agree. I don't really need the same level of support. I get that. I don't. Like I said, I'm very verbal. I'm able to function a lot more than most autistic people who are high functioning on the end of the spectrum, like myself. Yes, I get that. I'm not trying to say that I'm that way. And yeah, I know I'm not trying to compare myself to Harvey. That's not what I was trying to do. I'm far. I was just trying to say that Mariska, not really, my friend, because I'm in the middle of a live stream here, so I'll have to check it afterwards. I see many people with autism come into A&E where I work now, often very much understood. I refuse to call the psych team. Exactly, because we don't really need the psych team. It's usually just someone to talk us through what's happening with us, give us the appropriate treatment so we can go back home. It's not necessarily that we need a psych evaluation or a mental health evaluation. And yeah, see, this is where I'm trying to be very, very careful of what I say, because I don't want to speak over professionals, such as I'm not trying to do that. I'm not speaking. Yeah, true, I'm fine. Absolutely agree with you 100%. I'm fine. I agree with you 100%. I do. And what I'm trying to say is that from my own personal perspective, I feel that poor hubby's gone through such enough stress already. Will he cope with being away from home? Will he cope with the changes? Will he cope with being in a different environment? And I'm not saying this to slate anybody or dictate to anybody or tell people not to go into residential care placements, not at all. If your child or adult with autism or disabilities needs a residential care placement, then so be it. I'm not saying don't do it, but as a personal perspective from me, I just worry about the changes, the aggressive behaviour, the overwhelming stimulation, the chronic anxiety, the depressive episodes, because also he has underlying disabilities as well. Yeah, exactly, Suzex, exactly right. What you just said there, exactly. Exactly. There is challenging behaviour, and challenging behaviour can be on a many various spectrums. Like, this is the thing. autism has a long spectrum. There's a long, 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 long line of different behaviours. There's mental health issues that you could have. So it could be things like ADD or other OCD or bipolar, other things like that. So again, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in there, but again, I just worry about the overloads and the challenging behaviour to get worse. Like she's already said, Katie Price has already said in the documentary, which I attached in the video description, that she did it because there was no other way of looking after him, that he couldn't stay at home due to be too violent, and that she wanted to get him help for his issues with his autism and another. So I 100% commend Katie Price. 100% commend her. She's had a rough ride of it. She's really struggled with it. And I know full well she wouldn't have done this unless she really, really physically needed to. And I wish her well. I wish Harvey well, 100%. I do. I really, really wish them the best. I think it's an absolutely admirable thing that she's done. I'm not saying this to slate her, destroy her, whatever. I love Katie Price. I love what she stands for. She's a businesswoman. She's a very grown-up, mature woman. She's done a lot in the past for people with disabilities, and she's done a lot to people who are being able to look after themselves. And I think this is a good way of looking back at things and saying how far we've come with disability awareness, because now there's a lot more places will accept people like me. There's a lot more people who are trained and have medical qualifications in autism, which is fantastic, because back in the decades gone by, there hasn't been no people qualified in autism per se to look after people like us. So when it comes to being put into residential care, like I've said in this script here that I have, the things that I worry about is because she is a celebrity and the judgments that she'll face for doing this to Harvey, that she will get a backlash about it. And I know that Katie has dealt with a lot of trolls, and she's currently trying to do the Harvey's Law situation, which is going through the UK Parliament right now. She's trying to get online trolling for people with disabilities a criminal offence. She has, I believe, there's Harvey, Bunny, Junior, Princess. I think that's it. So there's 4 others that she has. And I know that it must destroy them as well and their relationship. Hey, Dr. Fish, how are you? It's good to see you. And the problem is, I feel that this is a subject that doesn't get talked about on the platform, and we need to start speaking on this kind of subject. No, he hasn't. Harvey hasn't seen his father, as much as I'm aware. He hasn't been in the picture for a very, 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 very long time. So, as far as I'm aware, he hasn't had no involvement with him. So, yeah, he's very, very big Iron Fire Horse, exactly. Hey, Howie, good evening to you. How are you? I hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see you. Hey, Tony, how are you? But yeah, I just want to talk about this from an autistic standpoint and to kind of get your guys' opinions in the chat as well, because this is a very, very important subject about mental health, autism, residential care placements, because when people are severely autistic like Harvey is, and he has problems with communicating, problems with aggressive behaviour, and problems with the way that he sees things, he may not be able to see things from a perspective that I'm able to see it. So I just hope that Katie has found the appropriate place for him, that she has been able to find a place where he's going to be okay, and that he's able to settle into this new place. And I'm just very passionate about it in general, because I feel that the media has blown this out of proportion. The media have made it sound like Miss Katie Price is basically abandoning her son, and it's like, oh, she puts him in care and da 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 da. And it's like, well, actually, no, it isn't that she's just put him into residential care. It's the fact that she's done it in his best interests, in his best mental state, that she's decided to put him in residential care Monday to Friday, or Monday to Saturday, depending on if he stays there, if he makes friends, or if he wants to go out with the carers that are there and different things like that. The thing is, there isn't no mental health support for people like us who, hey, Zara, how are you, Paranormal White Noise? Good to see you, sweetheart. How are you? Yeah, I know, Shelley, but this is the thing. It's only been recently that it's been talked about, and only recently that people are finding out that he has actually been there. And the problem is, I don't want this being something that is a barrier to people or could cause harm to a potential person who doesn't understand why they're being taken away from their home, or why they're being told to go into somewhere that may overstimulate them or may stress them out or may trigger them to have a complete overload or meltdown. So I'm not saying this is a bad subject to be talking about, but at the same time, this needs to be thoroughly planned, discussed way before time, not just also announced in the media, oh, Harvey gets put into care, because there's many more like him, and many more people like him and me who will eventually go through this transition to talk about this. And it's something close to my heart, obviously, because of being on the spectrum myself. And I just felt the need to come on and talk about it, because this isn't really something that's mentioned on the autism community or within the mental health community per se. And I do worry about that, because there's other autistic people who aren't like me, who won't be able to talk about this or discuss it in an open forum. And as soon as I read the story, I was like, and I got so affected by it and moved by it, because I was like, hey, Benny Loco, how are you, my love? Good to see you. And yeah, I just wanted to, I know, Tony, like I'm saying, I'm not saying that I understand it fully, because I don't. I'm not someone who has had to deal with a child going through residential care. I'm not an adult who's had to go through it myself, but I'm trying to be very careful with the wording that I use and experiences that I talk about, because obviously I've not been through that situation and I don't know what it's like for her and Harvey going through it. And I'm just using it from my autistic perspective, that it's okay that she's done this. I'm not trying to destroy Katie or say, she shouldn't be doing it. She shouldn't be doing it. And it's just, I feel so passionate about this, because we don't talk about this kind of stuff. It's always like, oh no, don't talk about mental health. Oh no, don't talk about autism and care and putting people into care because you don't know. And by the end of the day, it's something that I know. I don't have experience of being in residential care. I hold my hands up. I don't have experience about being in residential care. I don't, because I've never been in there. But at the same time, I just worry. Dan Anderson, hey! Good to see you, brother. I'm just going to open my drink. Give me a second, because I'm getting really thirsty and my throat sounds like a absolute nightmare. So I'm just going to open my drink, because I can feel myself getting quite thirsty. And I'm doing a lot of talking. I'm not giving you guys a chance to catch up in the chat. So give me a second. Hey guys, that's better. My throat's a bit more better now. Hey, you do it. How are you? Exactly, Sarah. You have a lot more knowledge about it and experiences with it. This is just something that, as soon as I saw it, I was like, this has to be a live stream, because this is. And exactly, so the media likes to make it worse than what it actually is. They make it, hey, Ben Ashworth, how are you? Love you too, Carla. And this is the thing, the media blow it out of all proportion. They think that it's so bad that she sent her son away, and that it's all so bad that she should still be caring for him. And she does care for Harvey. She is a supportive mother. She is a good mother. She knows what Harvey does and what Harvey feels. She lives with him constantly. And it's a case of her being a mother and the best interest for her son, whether he's disabled or not. She knows what's best for him. She lives with him. She experiences what he goes through with his autism and other disabilities. And exactly, so I'm not trying to say that I know what it's like, because I don't. But from an autistic standpoint, I want my views to be heard, because it's important for me to discuss this. And whether people take what I say or not, it's up to them. But I really wanted to come on and say, hey, it's about people understand what autism is, how to best support people with autism. So whether that's residential care or a college or a temporary placement, or if they end up getting into a mental health institution, there should be ways of caring for them before they end up in that placement long term, because a lot of the placements are short term and not a lot of the placements are for full term use. They are for respite care. They are for short-term allowance, so that the families can get a break and they can take over looking after the person whilst the family are recuperating and having a break. Yeah, I know Ryan Fire. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to slate Katie. I'm not saying she's a bad mother or any of that. I'm not. It's just the fact this is very important for me. And like I said, I understand that the media has made this more of a big story than it needs to do. And I feel that the media hasn't really given people with autism a voice, and it's a shame because we're often made to feel that we're stupid or we shouldn't speak. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to speak on this from an autistic standpoint only, and somebody who's passionate about mental health services because I've gone through mental health services and I still do. So it's kind of, I have that experience of the mental health service side of it because I can activate myself, I can advocate for myself to say what I need, when I need it, and how I want it. Whereas people like Harvey can't. So that's where I have the similarities with him as well. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. And it's easy for me to talk about this because it's autism and it's something that I live with. It's something that I'm passionate about. And yeah, I'm just very, very passionate about this in general because, again, it comes down to how people see it and how people want to cope with it. And I think it's absolutely brilliant that, again, Katie has made this decision. She's thought about Harvey's best interests, his medical needs, his social interaction needs, his independent living skills, because, again, that is an area that people don't really talk about on the spectrum. I will be doing a video in the next few days about independent living skills, because she did bring up a good point that a lot of us with autism don't end up being independent or struggle to be independent because we're told, oh no, they'll never be independent, they'll always be a burden, they'll always rely on their parents, or they'll always rely on social care services. So yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm Fire Horse. I'm sorry that he went through that. I'm glad he's got his own place now, though. I'm sorry to hear about his mum passing and his dad taking off. That's really awful. But it's good to know that he's finally getting his own living accommodation. I'm Fire Horse. How is he coping with that? I know, Tony. This is the thing. Like, I know the UK where I'm at tends to have quite good support for people with autism. We're getting a lot better, but still, we are very, very lacking in that front. We're very lacking on provision. We're very lacking on social care services. And the problem is people treat autism like like we're dumb and we're stupid, and that shouldn't be allowed to happen because we're not stupid. And the problem is I worry that if one day I need services, I need help to look after myself and my parents are passed, what's going to happen to me? Because obviously I'm going to need some kind of social support or professional support, because obviously I can't rely on all my other family because they're getting older. So, it's knowing what to do now ahead of time rather than panicking down the line thinking, oh, my parents are gone, what do I do now, kind of thing. So I know full well she made this call in the best judgments. And thank you, Dan. And it's totally just a shame that this has had to be brought out into such the public front and the media make it out to be so much worse than what it already is. And I just want to keep it basic, very, very short, and inform you all what it's like for someone to go through this and how an autistic person might feel. And before I get told off by the autistic community, I'm not speaking for all people with autism. I'm not speaking for all people with autism. I'm speaking from one autistic perspective, my perspective. Like, I'm speaking from what my perspective is and how I feel. And yeah, exactly, Zara. We all fight with the services because they don't understand how to feel. Hello, Adam. Good evening to you. How are you? He hasn't moved in yet. He was telling me he's scared because he's never been on his own. I reassured him a supported independent living worker would be there for him, and I would be there for him. Exactly, Iron Firehorse. It's about that support network. It's about making sure they have the provision there for them to make sure they succeed and have a full, fulfilling life. And I'm good, Adam. Thank you very much for coming in my live stream. I hope you're doing well. And I'm talking about Katie Price and Harvey Price. I don't know if you've heard that Katie Price has recently put her son Harvey into full-time residential care, like a college, and basically he goes there Monday to Friday and then goes home at the weekend and then stays there again Monday to Friday. So yeah, I want to give my autistic perspective on it as someone who goes through changes and sensory overload, anxiety, depression kind of thing. So okay, Adam, that's good to know. Welcome to my stream. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I just want to keep this short, sweet, really, because I've not got much more to say on it. I just wanted people to know how it feels to have disabilities. And I know I'm fire. I know you were saying that before, that you was an SIL worker. And this is the thing. I just want Harvey to have the best potential that he could have. I want him to know that he could have the most successful, fulfilling life, knowing that these support workers will be there for him. His family will still be in the background with him. He'll still have his mum, his sisters, his brother with him. And he's not going to be alone. He's not just going to be dumped in this residential care placement and not made aware of anything or whatnot. And yeah, it's just something that I'm really passionate about. And, you know, it's something that needed to be brought to the forefront. And like I said, I'm very passionate about autism, mental health. Exactly, Adam. Katie is a very nice person. I'm not saying she's a bad person at all. Like, I have seen her programs. Like I said, I did attach a video link in this description when I was about to broadcast. I did attach a link in the description which you guys can watch. It's a link on YouTube, so it's not a link that will take you off YouTube. It's a link here on YouTube that you can watch it. So there, I can't get in trouble for linking stuff because it's a YouTube link. So yeah, I just want to come on and give my voice about it and basically let people know how to provide for people on the spectrum and to make sure that they put people with autism at the forefront of their care, because we often don't get put in the center of our own care and the choices get made for us. And that's good, Adam. I'm glad you got to meet Peter Andre. That's fantastic. That's really cool. Yeah, so I just want to come on and kind of briefly talk about it, really, and get your viewpoints, guys. Let me know how you feel about it. I think this is a really good point of view, and yeah, I just really enjoy talking about this kind of thing because I enjoy being able to chat and share my opinion and being able to bring this to the forefront to you all, especially mental health is very, very important. And the more we talk about this and get the open discussion out there. And hi, Dale and Joy Explores, how are you? And hopefully, when I find out more about this story as it unravels, I'm sure that there'll be more stuff coming out in the future. I will do another stream on this to update it. I may do this as an actual playlist and put the stories out there so that you can see what it's like for Katie and Harvey going through all this decision stuff. She has done numerous interviews, and there is actually a radio show that she actually did as well. So what I'll do is, once this is uploaded, I'll put both the video link in the description and I'll put the radio show link in the description as well, so you guys can see it. Exactly, I'm Firehorse. Exactly, well said. Thank you for liking my stream, Dale and Joy. I suffer from personality disorder. Nice. Okay. Well, I guess it's not nice, but wrong way of saying it, sorry. But I hope you make the best of what you can do, Dale and Joy Explorers. I hope that you're able to do as well as you can with it. And exactly, this is just about mental health awareness and autism awareness. I don't want to be on here too long because I want to I don't want to kind of sit here and preach at you all about it. I just felt the passion to come on here and talk about it. Okay, Dale. Thank you so much for coming in. Katie and I come from the same town, Gemma. Oh, nice, Sarah. Cool. That's so cool. I didn't know that. Nice. I know she's in Essex somewhere that she's from, so sorry, my throat was getting a bit dry, so I had to have some juice. But yeah, I just want to talk about from an autism standpoint, also just about the differences of the person on the spectrum. So again, it's just about how to best support someone on the spectrum. And oh, cool, Dale. I will have a look at your channels, Dale. And thank you, Tony. I'm glad that I bring support to you. And like I say, I'm very careful what I'm saying. That I have my notes here, and it's basically just to keep me on track with the topic. And like I said, it says here about that they've had family support, professional support, and I feel that the main reason that I want to talk about this is because I want mental health professionals out there. I want media professionals out there to take notice of this stream and go, hey, Gemma's talking about something that is important. It's current, it's trending, it's a topic, it's something that needs to be brought out to the forefront. because mental health awareness is crucial, especially now than ever because of the situation we're all in. And I just hope that people like Harvey and people like him. Hey, John Wright, how are you? Good to see you. Or that's Lindsay. Hello. I don't know which one of you, if it is. I know Mariska. Thank you. It's actually a hoodie, but yeah. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on here and talk about it from my autistic standpoint. And yeah, I just wanted to give a oh, that's good, Adam. That's cool. Um, yeah, John, if it's you, if that's Lindsay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you coming in here and coming to see me. But yeah, I just saw, and also I must give credit to Runny Egg for my thumbnail of this video. The thumbnail was done by the Runny Egg channel. Hey, WrestleMania, how are you, Uncle Jamie? Good to see you. But yeah, I just want to briefly touch on this subject because there's lots more I need to research. But I just want to come on here just to kind of chill and talk about it. Take care, Dale. Have a good one. Thank you for supporting my channel. Much love. And I'll check out your channel and I will subscribe to yours too and check out your content. See you next time, Dale. Have a good one. Good night. But yeah, I just thought I'd come on and talk about it. And I'm so fired up about this topic because it's something close to my heart, not just for mental health, but autism, disability in general. It's something that I found online. I was like, I have to do this. Hey, Jacob, how are you? Good to see you. I appreciate you coming in. But yeah, guys, I'm not going to probably be on much longer, guys, because I was originally meant to go live like only 5 minutes ago, but I went live earlier because I was like, you know what? I'll try and catch people now because I know it's late in the UK for some people, and obviously the guys in the US and Europe are in their like only their late afternoon. So I thought it'd be a good time to catch everybody and talk about it. WrestleMania, I've been talking about Katie Price and her autistic son Harvey about being put into residential care. And like I said, I touched on her being a businesswoman and the fact that she's had to make this hard decision to yeah, John, I went live earlier because I thought it'd be a good time to catch everybody rather than wait till 11 o'clock, which is now. So I thought I'd go live a bit earlier, talk to everybody and prepare myself earlier. And plus I had a lot more to say on this at the beginning. So I was like, you know what, I'll go live early, give myself a bit more time to talk about it. And then if people wanted to, as they end to the stream, I could do like a little panel or something. I hope we're not buffering. Guys, is this stream buffering? Am I buffering, Mariska? Okay. Mr. Fulton, thank you. Thank you, Benny Loco. I appreciate that. I love you too. Exactly. This is the thing. We need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing for acceptance about this because if we don't go into this kind of stuff, we're going to just sweep it again underneath the carpet. It's like, oh, we can't talk about this because, oh, it's mental health. Oh, you don't know. Yes, I can talk about it from an autistic standpoint because I have it. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate that. And I talk about it from my experience and I talk about it from an experience that I can relate to him being autistic and I try and get my autistic voice heard because I want not other people to realize that this does happen and that the system isn't working for a lot of people. So Harvey and Katie have been very, very lucky with the way they've got treatment and the way they've got him referred so quickly, and they've been able to provide support for people. And luckily, Harvey has got the best support that he has got. So I'm lucky that he is in this placement. He is getting the point of getting looked after. So, you know, it's the fact that people just are people. We need more autistic representation online as well, because I feel there's not enough autistic people doing this kind of streaming, and there's not enough autistic people who are sitting here going, hey, we matter too. Like, we need the right treatment. We need the right support. And Mr. Fulton, I will let you know, but not now because I'm obviously trying to talk about a lot of things. And yeah, this is very more important to me. So guys, share this out. I may do a little panel after this just to chill out and wrap the stream up, but I had to come on and talk about this. as someone with autism and the barriers that can happen with mental health support and psychiatric services, and especially the lack of support for parents, carers who do bring up children or adults on the spectrum. And yeah, I just wanted you guys to know my opinion, my thoughts on it. And I know eye contact, Gemma. Look at the screen. I know eyes. I do actually have a little piece of paper behind my camera to encourage you to keep looking at. So I'm like, eyes, people. So I'm trying to look at the screen. Hey, Lexi, how are you? I hope you're doing well, Lexi. It's fantastic to see you. Share this out, guys, if you want some more opinions, or if you want to do a panel with me. I was thinking about maybe doing a little panel for a bit. Sorry, excuse me. I may do a little panel after this just to kind of wrap the stream up, but I hope you've enjoyed hearing my thoughts on this topic. And exactly, Restamane, this is why I did this topic, because it's relevant to parents and it's relevant to how you deal with an autistic child or an autistic young adult. I know that you have an autistic adult child, so exactly, we learn by. Thank you, Dr. Smith. Much love to you too, Dr. Smith. I appreciate you. But guys, I am trying my best to do my eye contact. As you can see, I am trying my best to look at people, and I am making sure that I'm able to keep my eye contact on the screen all the time. I will do a panel with Gemma. I have Jake and Demon Rider with me also. Well, after the stream, Lindsay, I can do a panel with you after the stream if you want. I was thinking about doing a panel now, but if not, guys, if you just want to talk along yourselves and ask me some questions, I'm happy to do like a Q&A if you have any questions for me. I'm pretty much done on this topic for now. I've said everything that needed to be said, really, pretty much, just to let you guys know about it. So, okay. So, guys, if you have any more questions for me, if you have any comments, let me know in the chat. I will do my best to answer them. There is 16 of you in the house right now. Whoop whoop. Share this out, and if you want to do a Q&A session now, ask me anything. Mariska, I'll rent you. I'll rent you again after this stream's done. So yeah. But yeah, if you wanna ask me any questions in regards to what we've just talked about and what we've just been discussing, what is relevant to this topic, then ask me by all means. If there's anything that you think you haven't understood what I said, or that I may have missed something out in general, then you can ask me any questions now in the chat. I've got 13 of you in the house still, so yeah, like I said, Katie Price is a fantastic mother. She's raised Harvey very, very well. And thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. I really appreciate you downloading the video. That's really sweet of you to do that. And yeah, so if you have any questions for me, guys, if not, I'm going to pretty much wrap this up. If you have any more questions about autism, let me know in the comments down below. I'm pretty much finished with what I want to say, pretty much. It's just something that I needed to get out. I've been feeling this all day. It's kind of been like, stirring in me, because it's something that I'm really, really passionate about. And yeah, it's just something that's important to me as an autistic person. And yes, I know, eye contact, Gemma, look at the screen. I know, I'm trying to. And like I said, exactly, Suzex, this is the thing. I feel sorry for the mental health services people who work, like people at Suzex who do work in the mental health sector, because they don't have enough support. They really, really don't. And they are the people that need the training about autism. They are the people that need to have one-on-one contact with people with autism. They are the ones that need to have the most support, because they're the ones who do work in our lives. They're the ones who do the care plans. They're the ones who do work with our parents to looking to start finding some kind of independent housing with oversight. We want to do it now while we can, also assist if needed, and teach independence as much as possible. Exactly. The UK mental health services are a bit questionable. Like, there is some places that do work very, very well, but again, it's about money and lack of services and how it takes so long to get mental health support. Like with me, I struggled for nearly 20 odd years before I got support. So it's about making sure that people like me don't fall through the cracks again. It's making sure that people like me don't get forgotten about, because we are the ones that do get left behind, and it shouldn't happen. And the more that we push this message out, they're going, hey, hold on a minute, let's talk about mental health support. Let's talk about people with autism getting put into care or even into prison services. Hey, Adria, how are you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. It's good to see you. But yeah, if you have any questions for me, guys, now would be the time to ask them. I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. I've been on nearly 50 minutes. So I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. If you want to ask me any questions, if not, I'll call it a night. I hope you've enjoyed this stream and me talking about Katie Price and the adaptations of what happens here in the UK. I know it's different for Canada and the US, but I want to talk about this subject because it's a passion. It's something that I'm passionate about getting out there and saying, hey, hold on, how about we talk about this and get parents, carers, professionals aware of how to. Most of it's been closed down, put back into the community. Exactly. It doesn't work, Sue. You're absolutely right. It doesn't work because, again, we fall through the cracks. We get forgotten. We get treated like we're children and we're not. That's where mental health needs to start changing, because if we don't push for change now, we're going to end up being left and our mental health will deteriorate to the point where we're not able to function and we're not able to provide for ourselves. And yeah, I just want to come on here and kind of talk about it. And also, I want to give a big shout out to Many Subjects Answered as well. They've been absolutely phenomenal with me behind the scenes, working with me. Tasha's been giving me a load of good advice behind the scenes, and she's been really helping me. And Suzex and Ronnie Egg as well have been really fantastic with me. So I've been very, very lucky with some really good support recently as well, because I have been going through my own kind of wobble with my mental health, and they've kind of so I've had a lot of good support behind the scenes recently. I'm very, very blessed with the people who have been helping me and supporting me. So yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you all again soon, guys. Bye.